Hello everybody and welcome to another Vintage Fans and More product spotlight sponsored by Matthews Fan Company's Atlas division. As promised, I'm back with more of the latest from Matthews, and this time we're diving into the Ariella fan. This model is the first venture into this industrial-inspired type of style for the Matthews brands. While it's a look that nearly every manufacturer offers at this point, it's an essential style that is critical for mass appeal, and Atlas is always able to put a signature dose of design magic into everything they do. You simply can't get some of the options they offer anywhere else, and that's why I often find myself coming back to Atlas when looking to set a unique tone or implement a very specific finish palette. They offer a ton of versatility in that regard, and with their recent expansions in product styling, there are more options than ever to curate a custom look for any space. Let's get started with some of the technical information for this model series. Ariella is a 64-inch fan available in the full array of standard Atlas finish combinations. I have heard that there is potential for expansion of size options due to considerable demand for it, so stay tuned for the possibility of a larger size becoming available. In total, there are 5 motor finishes and 7 blade options, plus the choice of a light kit. Today I'm showing the brushed brass light kit model with light maple blades. Everything is wet location listed for outdoor exposure, although coastal, saltwater, and chlorine environments are not recommended, as Matthews has alternative options specifically built to weather these extreme conditions. Inside, the fan is powered by an efficient DC motor, which paired with an 18-degree blade pitch produces 6,862 cubic feet of air per minute at high speed. The Energy Guide average airflow is listed at 5,213 cubic feet per minute. This is a pretty solid average for a fan of this size, and high-speed airflow is relatively within range of where I'd expect it to be. It's perhaps slightly low in comparison to some of the elite standout performers available, but Ariella acts as a mid-tier offering in the Atlas product line and does not disappoint in the realm of more price-conscious products. On that note, you may look at the price point and be surprised that I categorize this as a price-conscious product, but when you consider the customized finish pairings and overall quality that Matthews and Atlas offer, the value is almost entirely unmatched. Atlas has options and combinations you can't necessarily source off the shelf elsewhere, things that could add immense cost to commission entirely custom. The latest intros from Atlas offer accessibility to these signature options at prices never seen before from this brand, and that's what puts them on the value scale. The price point may be slightly higher than the average middle-tier ceiling fan product, but the ability to choose from dozens of finish combos without any significant added cost is not something widely found in this category. I don't cover exact pricing within my videos as it's subject to change and can vary by retailer, but pricing information can always be found online or by inquiring at your local Matthews retail showroom. Returning to the fan details, included is Matthews' latest handheld remote with optional mounting cradle. This control offers 6 fan speeds, reverse, and the lighting functions like dimming and CCT select. For LK models supplied with lighting, the component is a self-contained LED module offering 5 color temperature options ranging from a warm 2700 to very cool 6500 Kelvin at a CRI of 90. LK models also include the no light cap if needs or conditions ever change, and the quick install components allow for easy swapping. The fan is supplied with the 10-inch down rod shown, but other lengths longer and shorter are available to purchase, plus all rods are field cuttable to any length needed or desired. Like most Atlas fan models, Ariella offers a ton of versatility within the wide range of standard options, a perfect fit for just about any space. I have set the fan to low speed and put the light at a dimmed setting, and it moves a solid amount of air. Per usual in that regard, I'd love to see a slower setting to cut the airflow down a bit more and contribute to the aesthetics that I'm always mentioning. But on the topic of aesthetics, I want to look closer at the design and finishes. As you know, if you've been around my channel for a while, I love the current market of brass finishes. I try to bring in a variety of finishes with the products I show and often have to restrain myself from choosing brass for everything, Matthews and Atlas being a perfect example, as the last brass fan I featured from them was shown years ago. For this fan, it was finally time to bring the brass back, but I also wanted to do something a little less typical by pairing the maple blades. As an overall concept, I love it. though I'm not sure the blade finish translates in simulation quite as well as it does on the offerings with actual wood blades. Some of the edges and corners of the simulated grain are a little messy, which breaks the illusion to an extent, and some of the tips are a bit slim for full coverage of the base color. This is 100% a nitpicky thing, and none of it is entirely noticeable once everything is installed on the ceiling at a proper distance from the eye, but I'm here to cover every detail. I've been very impressed with the execution of simulated wood tones from Atlas in the past, and just wanted to point out that the methods might need some additional work for blade shapes like this that aren't just a single flat plane. That said, I do love the physical styling of these blades regardless of finish, particularly the heavy amount of overlap at the motor. You don't see this detail on this type of design as often, and that extra bit of dimension adds a lot of substance to the scale. Everything is proportioned really well, a detail that should never be overlooked and speaks to Matthew's design precision. They're often tweaking the smallest details in the development phase and will even redesign things years into production to ensure that their products convey an exact look and feel, a trait that I always highly respect. Now on high speed, we circle back to some of the performance aspects I mentioned earlier. The airflow is very effective, and I love blade designs like this that offer a bit of up tilt to spread the distribution to a wider area. Fans like Ariella that have a multitude of blades are known to generally operate very quietly, but I'm not referring to some of the typical ceiling fan complaints in terms of motor noise, as that's mostly a non-issue with DC motors. We're talking quiet in relation to the air movement itself. Certain designs with fewer blades can create a lot of whipping noise at higher speeds, and generally speaking, the more blades a fan has, the less choppy each blade will be as it travels through the path of the blade in front of it, thereby creating a very smooth flow. This fan is particularly quiet even for this category of designs. Considering the level of airflow, I was actually pretty blown away by these characteristics. A common misconception is that fans with more blades will move more air, but that aspect has little to do with the amount of airflow and much more to do with the delivery of the airflow, in terms of how you feel it and the way it sounds. If you prefer the most minimal amount of sound possible for something like a bedroom setting, but still love blasting high speed, Ariella would now be one of my top contenders for that specific scenario. It delivers great, smooth airflow payoff at very low volume. While I often wish for slower low speed settings and overall wider ranges of speed selection, particularly in the case of a bedroom setting, I do have to say that the entire speed selection with this motor and control setup suits Ariella well. For the Alessandra fans I've worked with, the upper speeds were all very similar and didn't offer much variance. Ariella offers a bit more speed distinction and an overall decent comfort range. These are detail points that don't really affect my formulated opinion or recommendation of a product all that much, but I'd like to make mention of them if it could be helpful in future development or lead to further improvements. With Ariella, Atlas continues their expansion into popular essential designs that have potential to outshine comparable options, with customizable finish pairings and competitive features available for an overall remarkable value. This fan can go anywhere you need great airflow paired with a grand style presence, specially tailored to suit any design. A massive thank you to Matthew's Fan Company and the Atlas division for being a key sponsor through multiple product features on my channel this year. It is always a joy to work with these brands and to see the quality, passion, and tradition continue as the company grows. Be sure to check them out across socials and give them a follow. As always, everything is linked below, and check out my accounts to see even more of the Ariella. Subscribe and ring the notification bell before you leave to get updates for all of my new videos. You'll be seeing the regular demonstration video for this fan, as well as the installation short going up over the next week, plus more new products coming your way soon. Thank you all for watching today, and I will see you next time. Click left to watch another Atlas product, or click right for my entire Matthews Atlas playlist.